Hello and welcome back to the show. I'm so happy you are here. I'm Jillian, host of the Blogger Genius podcast, founder of MiloTree, where we sell software just for bloggers to help you guys sell digital products and grow your audiences. You can learn more by going to milotree.com if you're thinking about tapping in to a new income stream selling your knowledge. Anything from an ebook to a membership to a subscription to coaching to a mini course. Definitely go check that out again at milotree.com. For today's episode, I have Devin Schubert on the podcast, and we are talking all things Facebook. What's interesting is I have not done an episode just on Facebook in so long, so it feels almost like revisiting an old friend. And this also speaks to something that I have been sharing a lot about, which is in order to grow a successful business today, I recommend you have one place where you can connect with your audience, where you can put out your solutions, your view of the world, and see who you attract. This is where you have deep conversations one-on-one with people. And Devin has found that in Facebook. In fact, I have a Facebook group called the Become a Blogger Genius Facebook group, and I have to be honest, I've let it go stale, and I am going to dig in again because what I realize is that I miss it, and I love the kind of casual vibe of it. So if you are not a member, just search for the Become a Blogger Genius Facebook group, and you can hear me doing recaps of my episodes, talking about new ideas I have about business building. So please join. And now I'm excited to share my episode with Devin, where he goes into his tactics on how he has been able to grow and cultivate his relationships, his communities on Facebook. Devin, welcome to the Blogger Genius podcast.
Hello. Thank you. This is exciting to be here, Jillian.
You are a business coach. You teach leadership, team building, innovation, all through a Christian lens. And then you've become a Facebook expert. Would you share a little bit about your background?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share with everybody that's listening. And I have grown up really being a person that has loved influence. I have started churches. I've started 7 churches, 9 ministries. I started a foster care system through the churches. I was a social worker for 15 years.
Interesting. Now, the word that really jumped out to me just now is influence. How have you learned to use Facebook to amplify your influence and grow your coaching business?
I believe first off, Jillian, it starts with your mindset. Just like starting out writing and copywriting and writing your blogs, you're not always going to have a huge rush of people right away. It takes time, it takes consistency, and it also always have to remember it comes back to our heart posture of why are we doing this? Are we doing this for fame? Are we doing this to go viral? Are we doing this for those important things? Or are we really doing this to really make a difference in people's lives, to help them with their health, to help them with their life, or to make them into a better person? The blogging and social media are very similar in those ways of if you give up, there's a life that could not be touched by what you need to share. And so with social media, it's consistency. You may not see that traction right away. In fact, a lot of people don't right away. But within a couple of months of posting multiple times a week, and ultimately, if you can post something every day, and specifically on Facebook and Instagram, if you can post something every day. And I was running a workshop one time, Jillian, and with this workshop, I was teaching people to be consistent, how important that is for social media. I said, I'm going to make this a point that you just need to put the letter A. Just put anything out on social media and allow people to get to know you. So I put the letter A, and I'll tell you about 60 to 70 people commented B, C, what are you doing? They're having comments. In that, I got 2 clients from posting the letter A on social media.
So wait.
Why?
I need to stop you there. You just
Okay.
went to Facebook every day. You were also posting posts, or literally the only thing you were posting was the letter A?
Yeah, so that day was the only day I'd actually posted the letter A. Otherwise, I've built it out to where I've been consistently posting for about 2 years now.
Okay.
So
And
I've been
so
posting about my life, about my business, all those types of things. And then I was just teaching people, you just got to be consistent. That's how I built the brand that I've built.
interesting. Okay. So you weren't posting the letter A every day. You were just
No,
you
not every
posted
day.
it one time and you got a response.
Yes.
And
Yes.
people were curious, what's he doing?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
of the social media platforms that you use, where do you live and where do you think the most juice is right now?
Yeah. I live on Facebook. Everything that I've built, multiple six-figure businesses off of Facebook alone. I believe that if you can build a seven-figure business on one platform and then move to the others, you'll have a team that you can manage the other ones with. And so if you're going to go all into every single platform, that's a lot of work.
Hmm.
It's a lot of work, and you're leaving a lot of leads and conversations out there if you're trying to post on all of them. So for me, I started on Facebook, and that's where I've continued to build. It all depends, Jillian, on where your audience is. For some people, their audience, if you're reaching, the elderly, they're probably not going to be on TikTok. They're not going to be on Snapchat. They're probably going to be on Facebook, LinkedIn, or something similar like that. And so it's
Instagram.
really
But
fine
like I
tuning
do
that.
think though that like Instagram has kind of become I would argue that Instagram is still the most popular in the audience that I'm talking to.
Mhm.
And I would say that Facebook, in my mind, feels a little old.
Okay. Yeah.
So tell me, what is it about Facebook that is magic for you?
Yeah. So Facebook and Instagram are tied hand in hand. So you can post on both platforms at the same time. I post on both things. I just don't follow up. The thing that I love about Facebook is being able to utilize the Facebook groups and being able to have more conversations and hone people into a niche specific area. Now, you
Mm,
can do that through Instagram and funnel them to like a school or a circle or a Facebook group or things like that. But the algorithm favors in Facebook when you have captured audience with people. And so Instagram also, if people don't like to be on camera, well, it the algorithm likes when you show your face. People like when you show your face. If you're posting stock photos, Instagram, Facebook doesn't like that. If you don't like posting reels, Instagram may not be the right thing for you. So while I do agree with you that Instagram is the uppity up and is a great platform to be able to utilize, if people don't like having pictures or making sure that they're showing themselves, Instagram probably isn't the best.
okay. So what you're saying to me is that on Facebook, you're able to capture people's attention and turn that from attention into a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then from the conversation, you're able to sell your services. Is that kind of how your funnel looks?
Yeah, absolutely. I teach people that we should teach in public and sell in private. Nobody
Mm.
likes to just go out about and try and see all these sales tactics out there and be sold to out in public. I believe it's more of a relationship type of building thing where you're nurturing them. And so if I can teach things in public, like all the bloggers and things are doing, you guys are blogging and teaching people. Now, if you can utilize that and allow people to say, hey, I didn't really understand this part of what you were saying. Can you tell me more about that? Wow, now they're building another depth of relationship with you. And then when you put an offer out there to say, hey, you know what? I actually coach people. I actually teach people how to do this. I actually help people along this. Or here's another product. Here's a digital product. Or here's a free lead magnet to where you can download it and you can capture their email. All these forms are ways that now you can nurture that relationship and build it on a personal level.
Okay, so when that totally makes sense to me. When you are on Facebook and you said to me, post every day, what are you posting? What are you teaching? What does it actually look like?
Yeah. Yeah, great question. So I believe that there's all types of content that you can number one do. But I like to break it down into the ABCs of social media. What does that look like? The first thing is all about attention. A lot of people don't like attention. I don't want the attention. I don't want the attention put on me. I want to just hide. It's okay. I'm fine not being seen. Well, what is your real passion? Why are you doing the blog? Why are you needing to get this out there? Because you want to see lives transformed. You want to see the help out there. So you do need to draw attention to your content. What does that look like? And so I like to put it into three areas. Number one, what are the results that people are getting? So a post you can do once a week is results. What types of results are you getting? Or what types of results are other people getting through what you're doing?
Hmm.
So that can be a testimonial, that can be some type of a success, it can be a number of clients that you've gotten. What are some results that they're getting? Number two is value. Add value to what they're doing. So this can be teaching, this can be stats, this can be your entire blog. You can have all different types of value posts that you can put out there. And number three is all about lifestyle. People want to recognize you as a person. They don't
Hmm.
want to recognize you as this person on a platform that's perfect, that never does anything wrong and never gets anything wrong. They want to see a human element to where they can say, hey, you know what? I'm drinking coffee too. I would love to have coffee with Jillian.
Hmm.
And I know those types of things, they want to be able to see that. Not saying that you have to show your kids, you have to go all out with that. But you know what? If you go out to a restaurant and you're a health guru and you say, man, I found this awesome restaurant. I went out with my husband and this is what it looks like. People are like, oh man, I can go to a restaurant and be healthy. Wow, awesome. And so you see how you're bringing your lifestyle into that and people can really relate. That helps build the relationships to the next level. So a part of the attention that you're drawing is results, value, and lifestyle.
Interesting. So let's go through then three of your posts, each one, and what it looks like. So, is the first one, let's say, so results, and you will post an image? Will you post a video? Are you speaking directly to the camera? And will your results posts look different every week? Let's say. So talk to me then about what that actual content looks like that you are posting once a day.
Yes, great question. And the answer to that is yes. So all the above. Whatever you want it to look like, I'll tell you that I have worked with some of the biggest names and tried to learn from them. And ultimately, I've built my tribe by being me,
Mm.
not following a template or a script. My people know when I try something different and it's a script or a template that something or somebody else has given to me. And so sometimes I will go live. Sometimes I'll post just a colored background with a saying. Sometimes I'll post a video. Sometimes it'll be a reel. But ultimately, no matter what I do, it's going to be me doing and sharing with my people what I feel like they want to hear and what they need to hear for them. So I don't have necessarily a specific answer for that, except for find the results that you want people to hear about and share it in any way that you want and find what works. What does your tribe want to hear?
So therefore, what you're doing is you're looking at your analytics, you're seeing where you're getting the most engagement, and you're saying, hey, me going live, people like that. I'm going to do that again. Ooh, this static image with like some ocean background just didn't hit it with my audience. So sorry, we're not going to be posting the tranquil image with the inspirational quote, let's say. They want more interaction. And is that how you are doing it and learning?
Yeah, absolutely. It is. And it's also remembering that you're not going to reach everybody and you shouldn't want to reach everybody. You should actually be repelling people away by them not agreeing with you. Because if you're really reaching an ideal client, an ideal person that you want to be able to work with, or you want to read your things, it's okay to push some people away and say, hey, you know what? I know that you like just jumping on Facebook and looking at memes all day. that's not me. That's not what I'm going to do. You're not for me. And guess what? That's okay. It's cool. We don't have to be like aligned all the time. That's
Do you
cool.
feel though like having strong opinions is beneficial? I have an audience and I put myself in this category. I think we're really nice people. We don't want to offend people. We don't want to say anything controversial. And I don't mean politically. I just mean like, I don't like watermelon, let's say. And people go, "What? She doesn't like watermelon?" That's like, I can't be friends with her. So do you want to be putting out opinions that people might not agree with? Like that can feel scary.
Yeah. Yeah. It definitely can. It definitely can. And my suggestion to my clients are pick and choose what battles you want to start.
Okay,
Because for me, I'm not going to post about being a Democrat or Republican because guess what? That doesn't mean anything to my brand, to who I am, to what I'm doing. It just doesn't. And so why pick a fight where I don't need to start a fight at?
got it. Okay. But if you, let's say you are, I don't know, an interior designer and you think the quality of these pillows is better than other pillows, like this might be something that you're going to go to the mat for.
Hmm. I think as long as you do it with a heart that again is being open-minded and that I really care about these people. And some people may shift their belief, and that's important. Some people may just completely reject and have a complete closed mind about it. But as long as you are doing it from the right perspective of being respectful of other people, for me, it's a lot about my faith. I would stand firm on my faith and those types of things. When it comes to generating quality content on social media, I'll stand firm on that rather than some AI translated garbage that you just put in there and it still has all the goofy markings in there from straight from Chat GPT. I'll put that out there and say, you know what? This is not, this is garbage. This is garbage. And if you're okay with putting garbage out there, awesome. Bless you in what you're doing. It's just not for me. And so I'll stand my ground and I'll put those markers down to where some people will say, hey, you know what? All right,
You're not for
I
me.
love Chat GPT. That's
Right.
okay. And so I think it's the same thing with those other people.
Interesting. So you're posting and you asking questions? How are you getting that conversation? Again, I shared a lot of people post on social media and it's crickets and nobody's talking to them. How do you get people to talk to you?
Yeah. Can I share some secrets? Is it safe to share secrets
I
here?
love secrets. Yes.
All right, good, good. So let me share with you an algorithm hack that I do usually once or twice a week. And what this is find some type of engaging question or meme that will get people talking.
Mm.
So, for example, if I put out there what time, and this is my favorite post, so don't use it. I'm just kidding. People use it all the time. Is what time are you seeing this?
Huh?
And so you recognize immediately, you're like, oh, I got to put what time it is because I don't have to think about it. All I have to do is write it down and people are going to respond. And so, what's the point of this? You're going to get a lot of people commenting. That shows Facebook or Instagram that people are seeing your content, they're staying on that platform, seeing more ads, which makes Facebook happy. So
Right.
now the next day, after you have 20, 30, couple hundred comments on that, now you put an engaging business post or a blog or something out there that people are really going to get value from. Because here's the secret: everybody who saw that post the day before and commented are now going to
See
see
your
your
next
post the next
post.
day.
Very
And so
smart.
that is how you get it. But with that, I always have to give, and I fell into this a couple of weeks ago, that not everybody's going to comment on that business post. Not everybody's going to comment or like it or heart it, any of those things. Don't get discouraged and go into the likes and the comments trap because people are seeing it and that's what matters. You're being seen. And
Mm.
so that may turn into a DM. That may turn into, them following you closer. And so, make sure that you're not falling into that trap of, "Oh, I only got one like because 2 weeks ago I did this and I had 160 some comments the day before. And I'm like, yes, this is going to be awesome. And I released a brand new lead magnet. I was so excited. And in 6 to 7 hours, I don't remember which one it was, I had one like.
Mm.
And I'm like, forget it. I'm taking this down. I'm done. This was a dumb lead magnet. I'm not doing this. And I went to one of my coaching groups and I said, hey, I left this up only for you guys to show that I'm not perfect. And you want to know what? Over the next 24 hours, I got 74 people to download that lead magnet
Mm-hmm.
because I left it up there and I didn't fall into that trap, even though it hurt my own self pride and image that nobody liked it right away. I stuck and stayed with it. And that made a
Mm.
huge difference.
Interesting. Now let's just talk about briefly, how do you optimize your page on Facebook to get the most engagement?
Yeah, great question. This is my favorite thing to tell people about
Okay.
is let's go on a journey. You and I are driving down the road, and what are the big things that you see off on the side? There's these big billboards, right? You think about the lasting impression that they have. You got to get quick and get it. Well, in Facebook and in all platforms, we have that as our banner. We have that banner. The first thing they see is that banner. What does that tell you? Tell them about you. Now, there's two different thoughts. Number one is just have some random things up there. People have their cats or something like that up there. Or you tell a little bit about who you are and what you do. And I believe that if you tell a little bit about who you are and what you do, that will make a huge difference to where if you say, attention, all health moms, or attention, all coaches and consultants, they're going to be like, oh, hey, that's me.
That's me.
I'm going to look a little bit further. So the banner is the first thing that I suggest to people to optimize their profile. The second thing is your info or your bio section. So your eyes are going to go from your banner to the left to that bio section and I don't suggest putting sentences, just put quick bullet points of what it is that you do. It doesn't really matter if you went to college or any of that, if you're, a business type of thing. So really just hone into what you do. And then the third thing is your pinned post on Facebook. You can have a pinned post on Instagram. You can have featured sections. And so with that, you can click on the three buttons on the right-hand side and you can pin a post to the top. This is very key because you make a good hook at the beginning saying, do you want to see a life transformed? And then down below that upper third where your people have to click to see more, tell the story about what you've been through, how you got to where you are now, and what you do to help other people. Not necessarily a call to action to work with me, but adding value in that pinned post will be like, wow, I so relate with Devin. I so relate with the circumstances he's gone through. He's building a business that's amazing. He's traveling and speaking. Those are all things that I want to do. I'm going to follow him for more. And then people comment below. And when you open up a page, and you see that the first post has 500 comments, you're like, oh, okay. Most people won't recognize it's a pinned post anyways. But you open that up and you see 1,000 likes and 500 comments. People are intrigued as to what's going on. Okay, I'm fear of missing out. I got to open it up. So those are like the top three things that I suggest to optimize your profiles.
Now, would you recommend putting a post that leads to an opt-in, let's say? Do you think that's still too early in the dating?
Yeah,
Like we don't
I
know
I
each other
personally
well enough.
do.
So, ooh,
We've tested that. We've tested that and a couple of different things. We tested that on our banner, like having a click here button. So you open it up and it opens up the side panel. We've put like schedule a meeting, do a free call, and most people don't click on it.
hmm,
But if you want more information, drop me below, people will drop me. Why? Because if I'm just clicking on your profile for the first time, I'm not going to schedule a call. I'm
hmm.
just not. I don't know you. And plus, that probably means you're going to try and sell me. And
Interesting.
so the
Yes.
types of things with an opt-in thing, okay, I don't really know you enough. Like, how do I know what you're going to give me is valuable? And so that's why it's important to put those value posts and those results and those lifestyle posts out there consistently, so that once they see the pinned post, now they scroll down a little bit and they see, oh man, look at all this stuff that they're getting. And then when you have those call to actions, man, people jump right on it.
You know, I am all about you selling your wisdom and expertise to your audience in the form of digital products. But then people come to me and say, but I don't know where to start. What kind of product should I create first? Well, if you take my digital product personality quiz, it will tell you. You can get this at milotree.com/quiz. Go take it. It's fun. And in 2 minutes, you will know where to start. Again, it's milotree.com/quiz. And now back to the show. Let's talk about Facebook groups and how they fit into your strategy. So I have a Facebook group called Become a Blogger Genius, which is related to the podcast. And I haven't been as active in it recently, but talk to me about how you see Facebook groups fitting into your Facebook strategy and your business strategy.
Yeah, that's a great question. Can I start off by debunking? Can I stand my ground on something quick?
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
All right. So there's different sayings right now that Facebook groups are dying. Like they're done. They're dead. And a lot of people are choosing not to utilize them. They're jumping to a school, which Alex Hormozy is now promoting, and or a circle type of thing. I've joined a number of those, and guess what? I never check them.
I
I never
know.
check them
I have
at
to
all.
I have to
Right?
agree with you. So here's just one thing that I tell everybody. Anybody who is starting a membership, like the money is really, if you can start a membership, there's money there because of recurring revenue. And I am all about make it as easy for your members as possible. And I say what you want to do is use a private Facebook group for your membership, and you can store all your Zoom videos, any PDFs. It can be a place for conversation. And I get this all the time, but I hate Facebook. And I go, yeah, but guess what? Everybody knows Facebook. Do you really think you're going to get your members to download some random app on their phone that they're going to remember to go check? No, we've already been taught Facebook. So a Facebook group does not seem as intimidating, even if you're getting push messages to go on some random app that you're asking your members to learn a technology. That is such a huge ask. Do yourself a favor, do everybody a favor, and just use a private Facebook group.
Completely agree. And here's another piece of that. The people that are on Facebook, they're already on Facebook. They don't want to go off to another platform. And the same things that you can do in these other platforms, you can do in Facebook. So when I put a new post out there, or I'm doing a live or a training, guess what? I send an email to those people, and I put a click here to learn more. And guess what? It takes them right to that post,
Yes, definitely.
or right to that training. So you're
Definitely.
using the same tactics over and over again. And so, yeah,
Absolutely.
Facebook groups are so important.
So back to what you were saying. You're debunking the myth that Facebook groups are dying. I personally see them pop up all the time. And I think that it's a good story that Facebook's dying, that Facebook groups are dying. It's not sexy. Like I think Facebook's problem is it just doesn't feel sexy anymore. It feels kind of
Yeah.
old, a little clunky. Like there's so many features. How do I find that again? It just feels like I don't know, like your cable company. It just doesn't feel slick,
Yeah.
but it's functional.
Yeah. Yeah.
So tell me
Absolutely. And
how you're using Facebook groups to grow your business.
yep. So first off, we have 3 questions for people to answer. And as you love, we always have drop your email in there to get updates. Why? Because you know what? They may not always check their notifications. And a great way of nurturing is always through emails. So utilizing that, we also drop a question in there that says, "Hey, this is what we do in our group, and this is what we do for our business. If you would like help with this, check yes or no." And that is a great way to start conversations of, "Oh, you can help me make a whole month's worth of content in 60 minutes through an interview? Yeah, I'd like to hear more about that." It's a free way that you're capturing people's attention right away by just getting a yes or no, and allowing people to answer those, and then following up with those questions, putting them into a Google sheet of some type to keep track. And then from there, we tag them in a welcome post where I have 2 welcome videos on that. So they click on it, they go through everything. I believe that everything should be a funnel. Everything is really a funnel. We're always funneling them in. So again, now it's getting that question. Okay, I'm going to start a conversation. Now I tag them on the welcome post, and it says, "This is what we are. This is what we do. This is what we are not. If you want to join in on this journey, click here and watch this video." It then takes them to another post that says, "Hey, welcome to this group. We'd love to have you join and do these types of things." And then I give 3 different trainings about what I do. And for me, it's about how to build your social media out. And so I have 3 videos to kind of, again, nurture them along. And every 2 days, we tag them on these other videos, so they're getting notified again about these things, about these videos. And then at the end, we have the call to action. And
So
so again, we're
interesting.
bringing
So
call to
you're
action.
moving them through your funnel by tagging them on certain Facebook posts.
Mhm.
So you have
Mhm.
an assistant who says, okay, this person came in on Monday. So Wednesday we go in and we tag them. And then on Friday we go in and we tag them on these posts.
Yep. Yep. We have an entire KPI tracker that checks when people join. It shoots them into this Google sheet. And then we have day 1, day 3, day 5, day 7, and then ongoing conversations. And that's what our KPI tracker looks like. And they tag them, and then they do the check mark. And yeah, my team does that aspect for me.
That is amazing. Okay, I want to go through your funnel. So is it just Devin Schubert, or like where do I find your, and this is your page, or this is this is your group?
This is just the Facebook group. Yep.
Okay, so what is the name of the Facebook group? So everybody
Yep. So
can.
it's called EPIC. EPIC, Entrepreneurs Powerfully Influencing Culture.
Ooh.
And it's facebook.com/group/epic showdown.
Ooh, okay. So if I go, so I'm going to go into your funnel after this to watch myself get moved through your posts. I've not heard that before. Of course, I'm used to, well, I give you my email address and then I get sent into a funnel. So are you also doing that? Are you tagging me through posts, but then also sending me emails?
Yep, you go through a seven email sequence. I don't do 7 days straight in a row. I skip a few days in there, but you do have 7 emails that will take you through kind of the similar process. But some people aren't going to pay attention to Facebook. Some people love emails. Either way, they're going to get it. And I hardly ever have people that just bow out of the whole group because, "Oh, you're spamming me with all this extra stuff." No, they normally don't.
That's so interesting. Now, do you have a similar funnel for Instagram, or is Instagram just really a place for you to be sharing your stuff that you're posting on Facebook?
Yeah, so right now, Instagram, I only really pay attention to it by sharing the same things on Facebook as I do on Instagram. As I grow in that, that's like my next thing beginning in 2025 that I'll dive into is all the other platforms. But I will probably Instagram, you can put in like actual chat bots in there. And I will either utilize a chat bot so that when they raise their hand on a comment, it would respond to that. But ultimately, I'm still going to send them right to my Facebook group because I want to
Mm.
be able to nurture that conversation. I don't want to have this person on Instagram, this person on YouTube, this person on TikTok. No, I want a centralized place where I can have conversations with people. And for me, that's going to continue to be a Facebook group.
So in Facebook, how often are you posting? What's your strategy for keeping that community alive? So we were talking about your business page where you have your strategy of kind of results and teachings and kind of personality. What are you
Mhm.
doing now in your Facebook group?
Yeah, in the Facebook group, we take a much deeper dive into value and into a lot more lives. So I do with Epic, what we have transitioned into over the last month is it really being an in-depth training ground for people, for entrepreneurs. And not just, you've made 7 or 8 figures. Great. But do you really have the heart behind it? We want to interview, and we're going to be doing summits, and we're calling them Epic Chats, to where people are being interviewed and being able to share the value that they have, and they bring their friends to that and engage in the conversations. And so it's really growing a community by just adding a ton of value. But also I go for what I call epic walks. I go for a walk every single day, and guess what? I go alive. I go on a Facebook Live, I hold my phone up, and I talk to people for 3 to 5 minutes. People love that. And I don't have to like prepare anything. I don't have to, whatever. I'm operating out of a place of overflow.
So
And
wait, so
people
you're
want to
doing
be
this
able to
in your group. You're going live in
in
your
my group.
group and you're
Mhm.
just then calling, like putting people on in your live.
Either on my live or we schedule. So like I just had somebody, do like a podcast type interview thing that we do. And so we'll have epic chats to where we'll have 4 or 5 people at a time, kind of like a fireside chat. Each person will get to share about what they do, how they're helping people, and then give a call to action on that.
Got it.
And people are just loving those
But
types of.
otherwise, are you just responding to comments?
Mhm. Yep.
Interesting. Now let's talk about call to actions. Just because you had mentioned that before I pressed record, what are your thoughts on call to action? How do you get people to take action?
Yeah. There's 2 different thoughts. Number one is when I do teaching posts, those value posts, I do not do a call to action because I want people to leave with a mindset of, wow, that was really good. Not, oh, what should I do with this? No, I want it to resonate and sink in. And so I don't do call to action posts or call to actions on those value posts. I do it with any other type of post, basically. It's drop me in the comments below. It's, if this resonates with you, let me know. When I go live, it's, hey, if you're watching live, drop hashtag live. If you're watching a replay, drop hashtag replay. If you're getting value, drop hashtag value and whatever you're getting of value so we can go back and see that. That bumps up the algorithm of all types of things. But again, it's making it so simple that people don't have to think about responding. If you
Mm.
think of a very in-depth question that you're going to ask people, you can expect to have hardly any responses
I
unless
so,
it brings
oh
a
my
trigger
God.
response.
That is my philosophy in life. It's all about, like, it's funny. We build tools to help people sell digital products, and our tools are simple. And people will, I always say, a tool you use is so much better than an expensive, complicated tool with tons of features that you don't use. So
Yes.
I am all about, how do you serve it up to somebody and say, just go? It's intuitive. Like, exactly when you say, what time is it? Everybody can, like, within 2 seconds on their phone, know what time it is. That is like the easiest question ever. Because I would ask questions like, where are you located, too, just to hear where people are coming from.
hmm hmm Yeah, absolutely. I always say simplicity scales.
Oh, I like
The
that.
more simple you can make something, the more easier it is to scale. Because if it's simple, as business owners, as leaders, we should only be doing 20% of the work ourselves. And that should be mostly vision casting and strategy.
Mm,
80% of what we do should be handed off to somebody else that can do it. And so
mm.
if we make it simple, guess what? It's simple to hand off, which scales your business tenfold.
Well, one thing that I think is interesting that you shared is you're getting to do it to Instagram. Like, Instagram, you'll do it, you'll get there. But right now, you're focused on Facebook, and you're
Mhm.
focused on moving through people through your posts by tagging them and sending your emails, and that you don't have to do it all at once because
Mhm.
you're starting with something, figuring it out, really digging deep, And then boom, like you've got your strategy, then you can start to expand. I think there is this FOMO of, oh my God, well, what's happening on TikTok or YouTube, those kinds of things. So what other social media platforms though are you using? For example, YouTube. Are you on YouTube? And what is your strategy over there?
Yeah. So I'm not utilizing, I have all the handles. I have it all set up, ready to use. YouTube is my next one. I'm starting a podcast. And so I'll be doing that on YouTube as well as, the video. And then I'll be repurposing on all other platforms. So at this point, I'm not utilizing any other ones. Because again, it's all about Facebook for me. When you have so many conversations going on one platform, why move to another one? If it's not broken, don't fix it.
Now here's the
And do I
fear.
have FOMO?
But people talk about, well, but Facebook, it changes the algorithm and then I don't get any engagement. And one thing that I say is make sure you're moving people to your email list because you can own that. But what do you
Mhm.
say to people who get scared that,
Yeah.
uh-oh, Facebook can turn off my account. Facebook can change how my posts are seen.
hmm Yeah, it's a great question. And I always say, just stop it. Like, stop complaining. Like, stop. We're utilizing a free platform,
To grow your
and more
business.
people complain about a free platform that 2.9 billion people can reach. Guess what? If you keep on posting, it's going to be seen.
Mm.
Like, Facebook doesn't want you to leave no matter what people say. And there's all these people that are complaining about the algorithm and complaining about my posts getting taken down. Guess what? Every single one of your posts isn't being taken down. Stop living in the day to day and live for the longevity of your business. Play the long game, not just what's happening right now. Until Facebook completely shuts down, then I'll worry about it. But at this point, exactly, continue to build up your email because you do have control of that.
Mm-hmm.
And while you're doing that, you have to have some place to get people's email addresses from. And so utilize social media to do that, and then focus on the emails as you continue to nurture people.
Yes, and that's why I say social media is great top of your funnel. It's where people
So,
don't know you, and then all of a sudden they do know you. And then if you can
yeah.
build that relationship, boom, you can get them on your email list, you can nurture that, and you can ultimately sell your products and services to them. But don't, what you had said earlier too, like don't think you're going to sell at top of your funnel.
hmm
Don't be
Yep.
so presumptuous that
Yeah.
you put something out there and nobody purchased. It's a longer term, and especially I think today where people kind of are less trusting and feel like everybody's trying to sell them something. If not that you don't want to be somebody who is selling something, it just needs to be high quality where people can trust you.
Yeah. People hate being sold to, but they love to buy.
Yes.
People love to buy. So don't give up when your posts aren't getting the traction, but maybe the relationships that you're building, you're slowly building that trust to be like, hey, you know what? I actually think that we could work together. I'd love to jump on a call and just talk about what that looked like. By building that relationship, it's not somebody being sold to. It's somebody being like, hey, okay, I have noticed over the last 20 days that I really need what you have to offer. And so it's just, hey, let's just have a conversation. And it just being a gentle nudge of, hey, this is what it could actually look like. It's so much easier than trying to sell people in the public all the time.
So here's a question. You do a post, a value post, and I comment on it and I go, hey, that's really interesting. And then you comment back, like explain how you're building this relationship just through forward comments to ultimately me working with you or me buying your products. So walk me through how you think about that.
Yeah, so when I add somebody on Facebook or they add me, it's always an initial, hey, glad to connect. Let me know if there's anything that I can do to be able to support you. Something simple like that, just to start a conversation. Sometimes people respond, sometimes people don't. Not a big deal. Then it's once people comment on my post, I do respond to every single comment on Facebook. And that's important. Why? Because I want people to be seen, heard, and loved. Those three things are always my foundation. And through that, I try and have those open conversations on the comments. I at least try and have two conversations through the comments, and then I take it to the DMs and I say, hey, I love the conversation we're having, or hey, thanks for participating in that game. I did one with a cup. It was a cup of water, and it said how this is going to cause controversy with entrepreneurs, and this is a cup of water. Everybody was like, this is a glass, it's half full. And so it's like, hey, thanks for playing my game. It's really fun to remember as entrepreneurs, we need to have fun. What have you done to have fun this last week? Now I started a conversation with you. Oh, you didn't have fun? Wow, you're working 80 hours a week? That sucks. Do you enjoy that? Now I've started an in-depth conversation. I can add value to what we're talking about in the DMs. So I can take any type of conversation and take it to the DMs and just say, hey, thanks for participating. How's life going? Haven't heard from you in a while. Those types of things. And I just ultimately will try and have some type of conversation to where I will then be sending voice messages back and forth with the person. And that to me is where the real relationship happens, is you can hear my voice, you can hear my heart. It's so much different than just text. And that's usually where it's like, hey, you know what? I really feel like I can offer some more solutions. I'd love to just jump on a quick coffee chat with you. No sales, no nothing. Let me see how I can help you with your business or with what you're going through. I do that for 15 minutes, and that's kind of my pre-qualifying of, is this really somebody that I can help or not? Are they, for me, I don't want to work with people that are just going to cause me and my business a headache. I got enough headaches going on. I don't need a person to come in because I need a paycheck. I really want to be able to serve people that want to see a change in their lives. And that's where that 15-minute call or those voice messages back and forth, I can tell really where they're at.
That is great. I think that I also, when people are looking at my Litchi card, say, hey, get on a 20-minute call with me. It's free. And we're going to talk about your strategy. And I'm going to see, I'm totally upfront. I'm going to see maybe my Litchi card is a good fit for you. Maybe it's not. But I just want to show you, I want to paint the picture for you, what you can't see. And because I'm working with so many entrepreneurs and see where they're having success, I can say confidently, hey, based on your email list, based on what you post, you could go this way. And I bet you will have success because I've seen it. I've seen these patterns.
Yeah.
So I am a big fan of that. Devin, I have really super enjoyed this conversation, and you've kind of given me so many new ideas. I'm loving this idea of tagging people in posts, by the way, to move them through a funnel. That's like mind blowing. If people want to learn more about you, join your Facebook group, email you, whatever, or go to your website, where should they go to connect with you?
Yeah, Facebook is the number one thing. It's facebook.com/Schubert Devin, or you can look up Devin Schubert and you will see a wonderfully looking bald man with orange all over the place, and you will find me there.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I just have to say, I so appreciate your time and thank you so much for coming on the show.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
I hope you guys like this episode with Devin. For me, it was really fun revisiting Facebook, almost like what's old is new again. As I shared in the episode, I was really impressed with his funneling in his Facebook group. Wow, I'd never heard that before. And my other big takeaway was that Devin is having success on Facebook. And so guess what? That's what he's leaning into. He doesn't feel the need to be everywhere. So if you feel that pressure, please remember Devin and just dig in to one platform where you could have real and authentic conversations. If you want to talk about your digital product strategy or you've got questions for me, book a free call. Go to milotree.com/meet because I'm really seeing a lot of bloggers and online entrepreneurs have success selling their own products and services. Or just go check out milotree.com. If you've liked this episode and you have a friend who you think could benefit from it, please share it. Also, if you would leave a review of the podcast wherever you are listening, I would be greatly appreciative. You guys have been leaving such wonderful reviews, and I